And you can say 칭찬. So I can say that N word. I can say the F word to you because we are friends. Yeah. Because I'm Asian. This is racist things, but if you are best friend, if you are my FGC friend, we can talk about this. We can say this. If you are black, I can say you N word. Yeah, man, nigga, you sucks. And you can say me, oh, motherfucker, 칭찬. You eat rice? You eat rice? You eat kimchi every day?
Hi. So, Korean pro gamer and domestic abuser Infiltration was being loud and wrong on the internet recently. I know. Shocker. As you can see, I just watched this clip of him telling folks that they can say the N, aka the N word, and folks can say the F word and generally be assholes amongst friends. Well, you guys heard the clip. Notice that at first he started off with the N word, and then he proceeded to do what we in the hood call acting too familiar, and just says the N, and justified it by saying, folks, if you're friends, best friends, friends within the FGC, that y'all can just go back and forth and say, say the N, and Asian slurs and racist stereotypes, like nonsense like fresh off the boat and, the other stuff that he said. And that it's all okay. No, you woman beating poltroon. It's not okay. This should be liquor, since I'm not getting paid for this shit. I'm sorry for yelling. Now, this has long been an issue in spaces like the FGC, aka the fighting game community, where black people pretty much make the culture. We've long been expected to welcome everyone into our house, and our cultural nuances have long been expected to be available for mass consumption, especially when it comes to that word. Nobody wants to feel left out, so folks conform to the tone of the space that they're in. Everyone does it. And in doing so, non-black folks have become a little too familiar with black folks in the want to be down and establish friendships and bonding, etc. And because of the aforementioned expectation to let folks into our house, a good amount of black folks within the FGC have long given others passes to appropriate our shit. I have seen a good number of Asian guys and white guys get too familiar and drop that word. And I've waited for some sort of repercussion that just never came. Again, it's not unexpected, but disappointing. We've seen and have been told by other black folks that the N is a universal thing, that there are white N's and Asian N's. No, they're not. There never have been, and there never will be. I'm also taking into account that the majority of folks within the FGC are working class folks, and in those environments, cultures definitely tend to mesh more and blend in. Now, that doesn't erase anti-blackness and white supremacist ideology that folks have internalized and operate off of, though. And if folks are engaging in racist stereotypes and being edgy amongst their friends in their own ethnic group, you better be damn sure they're gonna do the same shit in regards to black people. And they have. And they still do. While feeling entitled to access to black people's shit. Nah, son. We off that shit. The N belongs to black people. You can't have that shit. Intraracial cultural nuances are not for mass consumption by people outside that culture. And being edgy via racism with your friends isn't really normal behavior amongst friends. I get it. I went through an edgy phase myself, and lucky for me, I grew up. I don't trade racist slurs between my friends because I care about them enough to not be a racist piece of shit to them. And especially via stereotypes. We all know that stereotypes are based off of the hegemonic idea that ethnic groups that are not white are monolithic. They're usually based off of white supremacist base observations about historically marginalized groups. And they're always used to justify mistreatment and bigotry to said historically marginalized groups. Why would you want to use such hateful propaganda to solidify friendships? Historically marginalized groups have often reclaimed stereotypes, and that's not a bad thing. But some things just belong to those groups and need not be for mass consumption by people outside those groups. I don't need to be ironically racist to my Asian friends or Latinx friends or indigenous friends because I have empathy for them as human beings. And a necessary boundary for friendship is that you care about the other person enough to not disrespect them. How this seems to fly over Infiltration's head just shows that the FGC is still in need of not just political consciousness, but basic human empathy.